Most of us think that more is better than less. You would think that an industry that keeps generating more and more would be better, and they would have a bunch of happy users. But if you think about it, there's one industry that has been growing by 93x. 9,300%. That's crazy. And if you think about that, users will be happy, but actually they aren't. Why? Because functionality is not meeting expectations. Why? Because there's too much cost and a bunch of confused users. Let us explain a little bit more why. Okay, what does the data say? Well, it basically says that employees are actually not very satisfied, as you can see here. The satisfaction is going down. One of the key things is that they don't really know what is the purpose of their job, as you can see in this other graph. Well, what do we think is actually happening? What we think is actually happening is people are overloaded. Why would they be overloaded? Well, if you try to understand all the tools that you need for marketing or for sales, look at this graph and I'll tell you if it's too much or not.
Leave me alone!
Akira!
I'm having an anxiety attack right now, just thinking of all the tools that we need to do. This is anxiety by uncertainty. Where do you actually pick? What do you actually need to do? And obviously this is going to cause paralysis by analysis. What do I use? We can maybe find the solution, but let me play with you a little bit more. Let me try to tell you what you actually need. If you would want to use every tool, look at this infographic. God, now it's killing me. Okay, we can find the solution, but let's keep on investigating on the data. Okay, so we have the employees who are not happy, but is the boss happy? What are happening with the cost? Costs are skyrocketing, as you can imagine. We're talking about right now approximately $1,300 just per employee on SaaS equipment. If you think about it, what else is happening there? Are tools being used more effectively? Actually, we're using more and more tools, as you can see here, and actually losing a bunch of time in the transition between tools, around 25% of the time. Okay, but if this were creating more happy employees, that would be good. But as McKinsey has shown, it actually is not creating satisfaction. Employees are overwhelmed in the majority of them, and employees who are overwhelmed have lower satisfaction and have a higher tendency to leave the company. So we have employees are not happy, employers are not getting better outcomes. The situation is not looking good right now. So where are we at this point? Where we're building more applications with new UIs, deeper learning curves for very specific uses. However, our brains can't process. We can't optimize, we can't engage with everything at the same time. So we're creating more technology, and that technology is creating more confusion. But fear not, there's a bunch of solutions and ways to streamline this that we'll show you after this. Okay, I hope you're overwhelmed. Now we're gonna take the example deeper. We're actually gonna take a B2B salesperson in an industrial market, let's say water purification, and we're gonna look at all the tools that they can be using. Ready? CRM, basic tools, HubSpot, Salesforce, project management, Asana, Airtable, Monday.com. Do you want Jira? Tableau, Power BI. If you're not stressed already, I am. Acrobat Sign, Dropbox Sign. You want to be talking to customers? Zoom. You want to record videos for them? Loom. I need to book meetings. Calendly. I want to have all the conversations tracked. Intercom. By the way, I want to get a bunch of leads. LinkedIn Sales Navigator. Apollo.io. Zoom Info just to start. Oh, I need some service from my customers. Typeform. I need to nurture my emails. Plenty. And we haven't even started with Slack, Microsoft 365, or Google Workspace. If you're not stressed, I am going crazy about this. Okay, you're already overwhelmed. How are we going to solve this? Let's look at the concrete example we mentioned. B2B, salesperson in an industrial market selling water testing systems. What do we want them to do? This is the key thing, the outcome-based element. Let's say we just want them to generate leads to convert. Okay, do we have a system? Let's start thinking about it. What can we do? We can classify our applications, our SaaS, based on ease to adoption, hard to adopt, support versus core. What do we actually need to survive? Lucia, very clearly, lead generation. Beyond that, once we have the key leads, WhatsApp Business, communication with our customers. Notion, basically you can run a CRM on Notion. I know not everybody wants to do this, but this is what you can actually be executing on. DocuSign, get the contract signed, get everything going. And Gong, this is on the supports area and a little bit less easy to adopt, but that gives you great insights to understand if your sales team are doing what is needed. With this, you can streamline your operations and just drive business instead of with 25 apps, with 5 of them, and get your business going. My name is Mark, working with Mavic, We've been operating in many countries. I've lived in 5 of them, actually run businesses in 20 of them in marketing and sales. And we will help you look at how complexity is murdering performance, and in that aspect, how we can optimize to get the best outcomes possible. Well, we're at the end of this, and I hope it was as pleasurable for you as it was for me. Look, going to the key points. If you are trying to use 10 to 15 applications to get your key outcomes, be it related to sales, be it related to marketing, we have a problem. If you want, just put a comment in this post, and actually I'll review and I'll audit 10 of the companies that actually give me their tool count. And if you want to see how we're solving this at Mavic with AI integration, you'll find the link in my bio, and you'll see that marketing doesn't need to be about more tools, it needs to be about smarter tools.